Welcome to Chair Flow. My name is Roberta. I'm the creator of Chair Flow. Chair Flow is a gentle, soft stretching technique aimed to work with your nervous system, to regulate your nervous system, and also regulate the tension in your body. When we can work with the tension of our bodies, all the muscles, and rebalance them, the nervous system can also ride on this momentum and create more regulated moments in your life. So, for example, if you're learning to stretch your muscles and regulate the tension in your muscles, the muscles can also learn to hold that regulated state even when you are going through stressful moments. When we are in a stress moment, our body learns to react. And through that reaction, it becomes a pattern. It happens every time we go through a certain stress. So it's important to be able to work through the nervous system into the muscles, but also from the muscles into the nervous system. It takes time for that regulatory system to be created and reinforced. But as you try to use the stretches weekly or daily, in whichever way you feel you need, you will notice quite a big change in how you navigate your stressful moments, your anxiety moments, your difficult moments. You will notice that the body is not just stepping into and contributing to the stress, it's actually helping you regulate yourself through the stress. I've been delivering this class for 2 years in Cheshire, England, and the feedback from the participants are incredible. I have learned so much through this class for myself, for my own nervous system. And every time that this happens, I bring this new perspective, new dimension, new dynamics into the class. So even though you might be using this video today to do this class, every day that I come, I'm bringing something new. The nervous system is an infinite puddle of information. So every time there's something new to add, it's going to be on a new video. Even though we are using the stretches, the same routine, we navigating through the stretch in a different way every time, through the muscle, I say, in a different way every time. Because again, the muscle has different properties, different ways of expressing through our body language. So it's important to target all these different perspectives, and I cannot put it all in one video. So when you see this series of chair flows, just trust that it will be something different every time, that you're going to experience, your body is going to experience, your nervous system is going to be awakened and also aware of something different within yourself. And this is all for inner self healing. This is all for self growth. This is all for you to understand the next version of yourself. And I follow the program down at the end with a meditation. You will find that the stretches bring such a nice level of relaxation to your body. And then it makes it easier to enter a meditative state through it. The more you do these classes, you will notice that you will start the class from a meditative state. You will be moving through the stretches in a very more likely relaxed and meditative state. Your body learns to bring that level of calm and relaxation early on into the stretches. And also just a caution, we do the stretches very gently, very lightly. There's no reason to stretch to the point of painful stretch. And the reason is because if we're trying to regulate the nervous system, there's no point in reaching that point of pain, because the nervous system will fall into the fight and flight. And we're trying to work below that threshold, below the pain threshold, so that the body can relax within that space. And the more you can relax within that space, the more we can push the pain threshold, higher up the line and eventually away off your line. So all the movements are adapted The first video, there is a link below. I explain all the movements and all the different ways that you can do each movement, so you learn what is the best movement for you. But once you understand how to adapt the movement, any video that you watch, you just do within your own limitations. You never push through pain. You make the movement smaller. You make the movement less range, and you also make the movement easy. You want to make sure that if you're, let's say, you're stretching, the calf, we're not targeting or triggering the neck or the shoulder or the hands or the lower back. We want to make sure that every movement, the rest of the body is relaxed but supported, so that that one movement, that one muscle that we are stretching is actually like isolated to the point that you can feel what the stretch is doing. And the stretch should be gentle. Eventually you will notice, you become so much more aware of this tension that we are creating in our body being so soft and gentle, that you will notice that the tension actually easing. And when it eases, that's your body accepting the stretch. If we are stretching and holding for 30 seconds, for example, but you haven't felt the tension change, that stretch hasn't been accepted by the body. That hasn't been a change in the muscle cells. So we like to wait for that sensation of releasing. In the beginning, you will notice that it takes longer for you to notice that moment, and it's okay to stretch, in a shorter time. However, the more you perform this, you will notice that that stretching tension becomes short, and that's a good response. That's a response that the body is accepting the stretch much easier. And it's learning to regulate itself. Yeah, because if you put your body into tension and the body doesn't respond with fight and flight, that's a good response, right? It's responding as if to say, okay, I'm ready to relax, and then it relaxes. So that's what we're aiming for. We are training our body here. Every time you do this routine, you're training your body to learn how to relax, to accept the relaxation, and to actually enter that relaxation space much, much quicker. In our classes, even though we've been running for, 2.5 years now, really, as soon as we sit in the chair, the body already knows, because it's being so conditioned to this routine and to the relaxation state that we can reach, that we already start from a relaxed state. So what I would suggest is give it time, give it consistency, and also give it a space. And when I say a space, I mean a space of a sacred space, make sure that you do it at a time that you're not going to be disturbed. Perhaps, put a nice music. I'm not going to add any music because of, YouTube rights, but allow a little bit of music on the side for you, the type of relaxed songs that you like. Maybe a little bit of a scent, oils or burning scents that you like. And just allow that moment to be yours. Allow that one moment to be yours. It's 45 minutes to an hour. And then finding that moment can be quite special for you. Yeah, it's special to your nervous system, it's special to your subconscious, and it's special to your muscles. Everything works together when we give ourselves that space. So let's begin. All you need is a yoga rope or a dressing gown belt, anything that does not stretch, that is quite firm. I also use a luggage belt as one of the items, and we're not going to use this for all of the movements, but that's where we start. So if you move forward in your chair and put the rope at the ball of your foot and rest the heel on the floor. Roll the rope on your hands. And I want to remind you that some of the videos will have very little instructions, and those are for people that already know the routine, that can just follow with the minimal guidance. Here, this video is for those starting who not familiar with the stretches, so I can explain the stretch. But as I move forward into the series, there'll be less guidance. So if you pick up one of these videos, maybe go back to the previous ones to get more guidance so that you are feeling confident through the movements that you can do. Okay. The other leg is always there for support. You are sitting quite comfortably, and then you pull the rope. Watch my elbows, pulling the rope, pulling the foot towards your head. You can sit in any position, either very tall or more relaxed. It doesn't matter. I want you to feel comfortable. And as you hold the stretch, you should feel the back of your calf, lower leg. This stretch is important for creating an easier walk. When we can step with good range at the ankle, it takes the pressure off the knee, takes the pressure off the hips and the lower back, and even the shoulders and neck. So releasing this muscle, perhaps more often through the week, can be quite beneficial for easier function, easier movement, easier walking. Pull the outside rope a little bit more than the inside rope, and that makes your foot rotate a little bit. As your foot rotates, you feel the stretch rolling around the calf to a different location. And as I explained, always breathing. Always breathing all the way deep into your lower belly and then out. Slow and gentle. Doesn't have to be a deep breath, but always breathing. The holding breath can trigger the nervous system to become tight, tense, constricted. And then release the rope, release the stretch. Drop the rope to the heel. So he's on the heel position there. Rest the leg on the floor. Hold the ropes with 2 hands. The other one goes on your own leg. And you're leaning forward, supporting your lower back. And just hold the rope as guidance. As you lean forward, you should feel the stretch of the back of your leg. Nice and gentle. And breathing. Feeling the stretch only on the lower leg. If you feel any twinges in your back, always return the movement a little bit more. And hold, support yourself. And breathing, allowing yourself to feel the tension releasing. And if you don't, it's okay. It takes a few sessions to notice, to become more aware of how your body is reacting to each stretch. And return. That's beautiful. Bend your knee, and we're going to do the same with the other leg. Actually, yes. So calf stretch, rope on the ball of your foot, pulling the rope to stretch the calf muscles. Notice I'm not leaning forward. I'm pulling with my elbows. And breathe. Relax your shoulders. Relax your toes. And remember, each series I bring something different. If you want to get used to the routine, use the beginners. If you're already familiar with the routine, I would like you to try the advanced ones where there's less guidance and more focus on entering that meditative state within yourself while you're stretching your body. This is a whole body stretch. Pull the outside rope a little bit more and hold that stretch, feeling the stretch change in direction, releasing the tension. If any other body parts ache, always readjust and release that tension on that body part. We want the nervous system in the most relaxed state, the least triggered. Release and drop the rope to the heel. Hold it with 2 hands and lean forward. As you lean forward, you are supporting yourself. You're feeling the stretch at the back of your leg. And relax your shoulders, your eyebrows, your jaw, your toes, your hips. Use your own body, push on your leg to return to center as you are. So I'm going to show a trick for your glutes and your piriformis, which is posteriorly at the back of the pelvis. This contributes a lot to lower back pain. However, I'm going to show you how to stretch in different grading, okay? Because not everyone have the flexibility to bring the leg here and then lean forward. So you can reach the same stretch depending how tight your muscles are. And you want to work with the minimal stretch that you can if you are very tight. If you are more flexible, you have to go further to reach that stretch. But if you're not, you have to start from an early stage of that movement. And the early stage of that movement looks like this. So if you have the rope on holding at the same hand to your side, transfer to the other hand, cross over, so follow the rope, and drop the knee. Just relax the knee. This is the stage 1. From here, you can lean forward and you might be able to feel the stretch at the glutes. If you don't feel the stretch, return and use the rope as a pulley system. You want to bring the leg in different stages here. So the first stage, when you feel any little bit of tension, it's enough. The rope rests on your thigh, so you don't have to hold the rope up in the air. And then the leg is relaxed. It might look like this, and that's okay. And lean forward. Can you feel a stretch in your glutes? If you can't, you probably have more range and flexibility to go a little bit higher. Raise the leg a little bit higher. Rest the rope on your leg in your hands and lean forward. I can feel a gentle stretch here, but I feel I could go a bit more. So if this is where you need to stay, you hold and stretch and breathe. And breathe, hold your stretch where you feel you need for yourself. There's no need to try to push beyond that. The nervous system works better relaxing when we don't push it. This is not about pushing through. This is about respecting your limitations, working with it, and seeing those limitations be shredded, be letting go, be lift off, be released, slowly and gradually. When you have done the stretch, assist your leg by letting the rope down, gliding the leg down, and then come back and gentle shaking of your hips. Swap legs. Same hand, same foot. Cross over. Bring the rope around the opposite leg and then lift the leg to where you think you can hold. rest the rope and the hands on your legs so it's hooked and you don't have to hold it from your shoulders. Okay, lean forward and feel for the stretch in your glutes. And it's just a gentle lean forward, enough that you can feel the stretch. You might feel it the side of your thigh, you might feel it in the glutes. Any twinges in your lower back, you minimize the movement. You go forward again very slowly, very gently, very gradual. The twinges might go away. If they don't, this is when you don't do the stretch. You skip, you stop, you respect your body in this now moment. When you finish, you guide the leg down, pulley the leg down, back to the floor, gentle shaking. You can leave the rope to the side. And we're going to walk our feet outwards, okay? This is a stretch of the inner thighs. Shoulders back. With your hands, you're going to push your knees outwards a little bit more. Feel the tension building up here. Shoulders back, breathing. If you need to hold your legs and push with your palms, it's fine, or the back of your hands as well. And breathe. Sometimes as you close your eyes, you can sense the tension a little bit more and actually sense when the tension eases, when the body stops resisting the stretch and releases the tension. Release the knee with your hands. Gentle walking back. Gentle shaking. And that's brilliant. If we sit right back on your chair, push your bottom right back and tuck it right back in there. So this is about rotating the trunk away from the pelvis. The pelvis is staying where it is and we are rotating. So use your hands to hold the arms of your chair or the back of your chair. So you are rotated. Your neck is in line with your chest, so there is no stress on your neck. You can hold the bottom of the chair. You can also hook one arm behind the chair, like this. And as you bend the elbow, your hand becomes an extension. And with the other hand, you can just grab your hands like this and hold. And that's a way of just holding that rotation through your trunk and stretch. Notice how the breathing becomes a little bit tighter. And that's because rotation can constrict one of the diaphragms. But this is also an opportunity to breathe deep into your diaphragm, lower rib cages, and expand the diaphragm with the breath in and out. Every time you are expanding the diaphragm, you're sending beautiful messages of relaxation through your vagus nerve into your nervous system to say you are safe. Release the chair, come back to center, and we rotate to the other side. However, you can reach the side of your chair, the back of your chair, and hold that rotation. If you find that you're going too far, you can always come back into the movement and release the tension and work with gentle tension. And remember, if you're a beginner, you want to use the beginner videos to learn how to adapt each movement for you. Once you are more familiar with your body and how your body moves through this routine, you can advance into the advanced one where there's minimal guidance and we really just flow from one movement to another, breathing, understanding how our body moves, how our body releases tension, and respecting our body. And release. Beautiful. We're going to then now side bend the spine and the trunk. Okay, your pelvis is still tucked in at the back of the chair. Rest your arm on the armchair. If you don't have an armchair, you can put your hand on the chair and side bend. So you are fully supported, not hanging up in the air. And hold on and stretch. Feel the stretch all the way through. If you have shoulder pain, okay, I ask you to bring your arm just across and side bend and rest your arms down. Return to center and we go to the other side. Breathing into the base of your diaphragm, base of the rib cages, below the breast line. Expanding your belly, releasing the tension at the lower belly. We don't need to tuck our belly in all the time to activate the core. The core activates without the need to tuck your belly in. And that's another lesson we'll learn here in one of the series. And return. A more advanced way of doing this stretch, if you use your opposite hand to opposite knee, push your knee into your hand so you are locked, and then the other hand go across and you side bend. So it's almost like a push and pull feeling, but you're still able to stretch and release. And then return. I encourage this movement sometimes to be a mobility stretch where we go into the movement and out. Into the movement and out. Synchronize your breath, whichever way you prefer. As you go into the stretch, you can breathe in and out. And as you move back, you breathe the other way. Let's do just a couple more. Synchronize your movement to your breath. Beautiful. As your hand is here, hold your wrist and glide your arm until your shoulders in between your knees. And you should feel a stretch in your shoulder blade. Can you breathe the air all the way up to the shoulder blade and feel the expansion of that stretch? And down. A lot of tension is held there. And again, if you have shoulder pain and you find that you're experiencing pain, please do not perform the stretch. Use your own hand on your body to push yourself up. I'm pressing on my own leg with my opposite arm to push myself back. And across the other leg. And let's ease the movement for a stretch. Breathing in, breathing out. Synchronize your movement to your breath as you wish. And as you finish the movement, your arm glides in, shoulder down, between your legs. Feel the stretch in your shoulder blade. Breathe into the shoulder blade stretch. Feel the expansion. And breathe out. Your hand still on your leg. Push your hand down to push your body up so you're not stressing the shoulder. Beautiful. Shoulder rolls. Good. Hands behind your head. Lean on the chair. Use the top of your chair to lean into the chair. Push your chest up and then back to normal. Support your head. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Press your arms. And we're going to stretch the quad muscles, the front thigh. Come to the edge of the chair. My chair is very low, but I'm flexible to be able to do this. But I would hope that you are sitting in some sort of kitchen chair where it's a little bit higher and you have more space. Now, if you struggle to tuck your leg under the chair, you can also drop the leg to the side of the chair and drop the knee down. My knee is touching the floor. Yours might not be, and that's okay. If you can do it underneath the chair, it's the same movement, just a little bit, you need a little bit more flexibility. And then as you lean back, support yourself on a chair, you're going to find that the stretch increases at the front of the thigh. So move slow so you can judge how far to go and where to hold. Once you feel safe holding and steady, breathe and just feel the stretch until it eases. Use your hands to move yourself forward first, and you can also use your hands to pull your leg back. Yeah, everything can go a little bit stiff when we are stretching, but if we stretch gentle, you experience less stiffness, which then it gives you less triggers into the nervous system to go into fight and flight. So that's why we go soft, slow, gentle, easy to start with. We are priming the muscles, priming the nervous system for this routine to become a consistent program for nervous system regulation in our lives. We can't expect that to happen in one session. So you need to prime by being gentle, being easy for yourself, easy on yourself. This is an act of self-love, respecting your limitations, accepting, and seeing these limitations being dropped, shredded from your physical experience gradually over time. Bring yourself up again, assist the leg back. Sit comfortably in your chair at the back. We're going to rest your hand on your sternum and pull the skin down. As you pull the skin down, you feel a gentle stretch at the front of your neck. Chin up slightly, and you should feel the stretch increase, and that's all we need to do to hold that stretch. Release the jaw, separate your teeth, breathe gentle and soft into your belly and out. Any pain in your neck, you return the movement to center and you don't need to do it. Gentle return, chin down. Use a fist to rest your chin on the fist and on your chest. I am not pressing on my vocal cords. There's a gap, and the other hand goes at the base of your skull, and you want to lift it upwards, feeling a gentle stretch at the back. You have space to breathe. The chin is being supported. Release. That's very good. And here we stretch pretty much the whole body. Every series will increase the number of stretches. We also change the quality of the stretches. There's different ways of stretching the muscles to reach deeper into your nervous system, but we need to prime and program and reawaken some of these feelings and understanding that we can have about our body. We suppress a lot of emotions, we suppress a lot of sensations in our body because we're busy, because we're navigating through life. And it's important to take a time to kind of revive this and understand in little small moments and increments. It's a lot of information, so take one step at a time. And remember, by following this series, you can learn so much. You learn so much about your nervous system because I cannot teach all at once. It would be very boring and you wouldn't take all the information. I had to learn by doing. So it's coming from a lived experience. So we're now ready to enter a meditative state. I hope that you are already feeling a little bit more relaxed. And I would like you to find a comfortable position, sitting or lying, whichever you prefer. And you can add your own little relaxing music, light some candles, whichever you prefer. And let's enjoy the next 20 minutes. Let's take a nice, gentle, slow, soft breath in. This breath is here to just acknowledge that you are ready. And through each breath that travels into your body, into your lower belly and out, you are acknowledging that you are ready to relax. You're ready to accept this moment with yourself for the highest good of you, which bring the highest good of others around you. But firstly for you. Gentle breathing, soft, lovingly into your body and out. You can feel the breath moving, journeying, navigating to your body. Can you follow the breath with your awareness, your attention? Can you also guide this breath of air deep into your belly and then out? Can you become aware of the sensations in your body, maybe in your belly, in your heart, in your chest, or tension in your shoulders, jaw, neck? Can you feel more at ease in the position that you are? Allowing the furniture to hold you, to really hold you, relaxing your hips, thigh, ankles, toes. And breathing in and relaxing, allowing this residual tension to exit your body with each breath out. As you set the intention, your body responds. And if this is a conditioning you want to teach your body, program your body to do, this is the moment. I command my body with intention to release tension with my gentle, soft, long breath in and out. So that you can use this breath in moments of stress and your body remembers to release, to let go. Relax your arms, your hands. And if you can create an imagined path of your breath inside your body, just outside of you. If you were to follow your breath in and out of your body, what shape does that path take? It is how you envision any shape, any form. And I want you to keep following that form with your breath. Imagine it's a hologram outside of you. And as you become more familiar with the shape and how the breath travels through this sacred shape that is yours, is there a color or a texture that this geometric shape takes? Allow it for you to sense from this holographic vision or imagination or sensation what this breath feels to you right now. Allow this hologram to transform, change, mutate, maybe give it a color. And does the color change eventually? Does the shape change? How does it sense? How do you feel this breath? We are here conditioning this gentle breath to be associated with this relaxed state of you. When a moment in time, any other time in our lives that we feel away from this alignment, can we remember that we have this breath as a tool to bring us back to a regulated state? Can we use this remembrance of this beautiful, relaxed breath type that we can then activate in moments of anxiety, stress, rush, sadness, so that we can process our moments as they are, but then bring ourselves back to regulated state. If we notice the situation has ended and we're still holding the anxiety or the fear or the sadness, can we then find a space to regulate ourselves so it doesn't linger into the night, into the next day? We are working actively with our own reality, understanding what are we anchoring for each moment. And as you familiarize with this hologram, the shape, this color, this texture, this state of being, you are coding all of this together. You are creating a tool right now that you can come back to and recall in your moments of need. And that's all you need, is focusing on your breath, on the shape of your breath, the geometric shape, the color, the quality, the texture. Make it your own too, for you to recall. And as you breathe into your body, notice how much easier it is to bring the air in, how much easier for the breath to expand in your chest, in your belly, and then release. This is you working with your nervous system, regulating your nervous system, accepting the breath, as a tool for activating this regulation. And we breathe. And gentle breathing, noticing where you are, the space that you are, the walls around you, the noises around you, keeping your eyes relaxed and shut. And wiggle your toes and your fingers, realizing where you are, bringing this feeling with you as you open your eyes when you're ready. Protect from the sharp light. May your eyes be the last thing to open. And see if you can bring this relaxed state even when you are here with your eyes open and awake. And breathe and come around and see how you feel. The more you can bring yourself into these relaxed state, the more capacity you're giving your nervous system to have something to work with. And this is what chair flow is. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to bringing you these weekly series for you to navigate through, expand and evolve within your own time and space. Thank you.